Hey folks, welcome back to Popcorn.
The Christmas episode.
The Christmas episode. Gotta love it. A lot of effort goes into these.
Yeah.
The budget's triple what we normally say. I bought some popcorn.
Some cheesy popcorn. And
cheesy popcorn.
We didn't decorate the set. We did it that first year and really found out that was a lot of extra work, so we stopped
We almost set
doing
the place on fire with that.
Yeah, that's true.
Fireplace,
that
right?
fireplace. It almost exploded all over the studio. So what do we got today? You guys got some cool retro Christmas commercials coming up later. That should be fun.
Yeah, well, a couple of them are Christmas related, and kind of one of them just kind of wintry. A couple of them winter. One of them's got Eskimos, you know.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. And Jim and I are going to be looking at movies that are set during Christmas, but they're not really Christmas movies, certainly not in tone, more darker movies. I also got a little montage of those sorts of movies to show people, but yeah, it's going to be, and Brian and I will be discussing The Road as well. I don't know if you heard of that one. It's pretty good, but kind of bleak.
Yeah.
So, but first we're going to, well, I don't know if there's any culture stuff we want to cover this week. Frankly, I'm not going to do the Tiger Woods thing. If you want to put something in on that,
nah.
That is like, I didn't care about golfing, and I don't care about who Tiger Woods is sleeping with, so.
Yeah.
Next, what else you got?
Well, I guess we could just go ahead and talk about the two Christmas movies. One wasn't a movie, it was a Christmas special, but we both watched them, and we went and saw in theaters in the 3D IMAX, The Christmas Carol, the new animated version of that with the voice of Jim Carrey.
Yeah, and I guess he does more than just Scrooge.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. He's got like 4 or 5 different voices.
Yeah, the different ghosts apparently are his voice too. So.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty good. I didn't recognize that at all.
I'll just say I loved, this is really the first 3D movie I've seen since I was a kid and saw one at Disney World, and I was telling you about that earlier. So I really loved the 3D and that being on the IMAX. Now you have seen different 3D movies not in the IMAX. I'm not sure how much that differs, but I love the effects on it.
Yeah, I mean, and the one thing Brian and I brought up last time, how when we saw Up, and I think we both saw them in non-IMAX, but they're still 3D things, that the glasses, for him, seemed to be a little bit distracting because you're putting on glasses, both of us are putting on glasses over glasses. I gotta say though, it didn't really bother me as much, but the one thing, at least from at Ronnie's, they have these bigger glasses that seem to at least go over your glasses better. But the one thing I did notice with those is that occasionally I'd get a weird little glare. I don't know if it was like light refracting off their glasses and my glasses. So actually maybe the cheaper glasses work better for me. Either way, it's one of those things where you have to, if you wear glasses, you might have to go to 2 or 3 of these things before you learn to just kind of relax and say, okay, I'm going to tune that out, and just because it does still look amazing. And that's one thing, way I would recommend this movie on is just that the visuals were pretty awesome.
They were, and that's mainly why, the main thing I liked about it. I mean, obviously all of us know the storyline from A Christmas Carol, and that didn't change much. There might have been a few small variations. I thought overall it kind of moved maybe a little bit slowly, but maybe that's just because I've seen this done before and I've seen the plot and I've seen it before. I don't know.
I'm starting to get to the point where it seems like if I know the whole, like if I read the book or if I've seen this before, for some reason it just, it usually comes off as a little slightly dull or slow moving or something. But again, it's like the Harry Potter movies. I've been slightly bored by all those, and yet I've still thought they were all visually, except the first one, I don't know, didn't like that, but they're all pretty interesting visually, so just to go for that, for the spectacle of it, I think it's, and the 3D adds a little something to it. I don't know, I read somewhere online complaining about how they have, him go through all these like chase scenes and how he shrunk down at one point, but that's part of the whole 3D thing. You got to throw a little razzle dazzle, and one thing I really like with 3D is when they show those scenes of like flying over the city.
Yeah, that
was
really cool.
And that's doing stuff that you don't normally see a camera do. So that's kind of cool.
One thing I found myself though, seeing like someone in front of me, in the row in front of me, gets up, I think like they're part of the movie. Trying to reach out and grab them. Oh, sorry, ma'am.
And then when they do that thing where they like stick something in your face, you're like, hey, buddy.
Yeah.
At least they stopped doing that with 3D movies. That was remember?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Hey.
And then, like you said, like you said something earlier about Letterman, said something like the whole movie you're like this.
Yeah.
You're like, how does it look without the glasses? How does it look with the glasses?
Yeah, you got to not do that.
Yeah. Otherwise, you find yourself not paying attention to the movie.
One kind of cool thing I like about the new 3D though is that you do even like small things like just the atmosphere of the thing. Like I think I was noticing how snowflakes are kind of coming down and seeing like
Yeah.
And I kind of wonder about that whole process because sometimes when I watch a 3D movie, it seems like some things are more 3D than others, but I don't know. I don't know what goes into it. Anyway, yeah, 2 thumbs up on that, and I guess I really didn't have any complaints about it. I think this thing about that, people have complained about that form of animation a little bit, saying that it's like close to human but not quite, and some people are creeped out by it. Like I remember when I read the same thing, reviews of Polar Express, people were kind of creeped out because it's like almost like mannequins watching. I don't know. I did think Scrooge, the funny thing is that when he becomes the good guy at the end or a happy guy or whatever, he still looked creepy. I mean, he looked evil. He's like, he still got the big gnarly face and pointy nose. Everybody had messed up teeth, which is always, you got to be realistic. You're in London here, right?
Yeah, and not to I mean, everyone knows the plot going in, but he didn't, in this version, he didn't go to have dinner with the family or anything. Isn't that part of the story? And he goes and shows up and presents them with the goose and has dinner, and they invite him in. Instead, in this one, he goes to have dinner with his family, who are making fun of him, saying he's so cold he'll never come to dinner with us, and then he does show up. So to me, that was something a little bit different. Now maybe.
Yeah, I don't even know the original.
I've seen, in the ones I've seen before with George C. Scott, and then that's how that one ended. Maybe there are different versions. I don't know. I'm not versed in these things. But
I don't know. I mean, just as a sidebar here, I'll mention that I've kind of been, because I knew we were going to do this big Christmas show, I've been kind of renting Christmas movies or watching them on TV. They've got all these specials out the Yin Yang now. They even made a Madagascar Christmas. Which I didn't make it through that one. I didn't make it through Shrek either. That just looked diabolical.
Yeah, I saw it on the guide, didn't watch it. No.
And I watched Charlie Brown, and I remember thinking that was so cool, but it was actually, again, kind of just stupid because Charlie Brown says how depressed he is at the beginning, and at one point everybody just goes off on him. And so he's like rejected by the whole community. And then Linus quotes a few scripture verses, and suddenly everybody's back on Charlie Brown's side at the end. So one of those, like, just in the logic of it didn't quite. I mean, I like the animation, but it's so primitive. But yeah, I rented Scrooged. Saw that last night with Bill Murray. That one, it holds up pretty well. It's just a little, again, it's like some of these Christmas things, they're so manic. It's like, even when he's Scrooge at the end, he's scary. He's like screaming he's on national television at the end, screaming about, you can be a good person, you can change him. Like, dude, you seem to be like one step away from the friggin' asylum, Maybe I don't want to be such a nice person if I end up going crazy. So a lot of these movies have a kind of frantic, weird energy, and I felt that a little bit with the Scrooge character at the end. He just seems like, it's like baby steps. Just try not being a jerk to everyone first, then maybe move over to charity, good works. But he goes right into everybody should be good. It's Christmas.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, I also, I rented this one. I'll just do this as a public service. Do not waste your time with one called Gotta Catch Santa Claus. That was one. The only reason I rented it is because it's a new one, so it's probably at Redbox or something. But William Shatner was the voice of Santa. I thought they'd go for this whole kitschy thing. But it's like, it looks like Saturday morning cartoon animation, and it only lasts like an hour and 14 minutes. So I got to say, of all the Christmas specials of the past, the one that really holds up the best for me is just A Christmas Story. I mean, I don't know if you've...
Oh, yeah. Hilarious.
That one, it does deserve to be shown 24 hours a day on TNT or whoever does that.
That's a classic. That's a classic.
Well, and the other great Christmas, now among all the classics, we can stack another one on the shelf, and that is A Very Sunny Christmas.
Yes. Excellent. If you're a fan of Sunny, go out and rent this and see it before Christmas or during the holiday season sometime. It's great. I loved it.
And you said you saw, I'm sure they did have some kind of thing initially where they were trying to make people buy it, and they were saying it's not available for rent. Well, it is at Blockbuster now, and I saw it at Movie Gallery the other day, so yeah, check it out. The funny thing there is that, again, for Frank, they're treating him like he's the Scrooge character in this, so his son and daughter are trying to do a little thing where they kind of manufacture a ghost of past, present, and future and all that. So I will, one thing, it's too late, of course, but if you have a chance to watch any promos for this, like you're thinking, I'm going to check out something on YouTube to see if this is worth renting, don't, because to me, they showed a scene with Danny DeVito that I think would have been hilarious if I was seeing it for the first time, but I'd seen it like 20 times on TV, and so
it was. And I had really not paid much attention, and I mean, maybe I had seen it before, but it didn't register.
Was that like hilarious?
I thought it was
yeah. I mean, I was like, dang, if only I hadn't seen this. It's like when you see that really cool moment in an action movie, you're like, man, if I were seeing this for the first time, my mind would have been blown. You know?
Right.
So, but yeah, I gotta say that was pretty amusing overall, and could have.
Charlie and Mac, the character, they go back in time and do some shots of them as kids, which is pretty funny. And their whole little trip to go through and find toys for people that they've in the past done wrong at the Christmas season is pretty hilarious. I don't want to give much away because it is funny. So
learning some unpleasant truths about their
about
parents.
their parents and their past Christmases. They had a different impression of what really happened. So let's just say that.
Wasn't it kind of weird how it was like sort of touching at the end? Does Sunny ever end like that on its regular show? They have like that oddly touching moment at the end.
Yeah, usually not. Usually something outrageous happens.
Even they fell for the Christmas spirit here.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, is there anything else you wanted to cover? Should we move it along?
I guess so, yeah. Have a Merry Christmas or Happy Kwanzaa or Festivus or Solstice or Hanukkah or whatever you might say.
Whatever you pursue, yeah. We support it all.
Right.
Well, up next, Jim and I are going to look at our sort of dark Christmas movie picks, and we'll do that in a little bit. Hey, we're back.
Hey, yes.
And we got Hat Day at...
Because it's cold outside, and I
It's
had two choices.
cold.
I can either look like Michael Nesmith of the Monkees and wear a stocking cap, which I will, or I could take it off and look like George Washington, who...
on a bad hair day.
on a bad hair day, yes. So I chose Plan A rather than Plan B. So
Maybe that's why they had
deal
those
with it.
wigs, you know. They were
I think that's true.
They'd wake up in the morning, throw the wig on.
There used to be a show called Wall Street Week, and he had hair everywhere, and he looked like George
Rukeyser?
Washington.
Yeah.
Louis Rukeyser.
I didn't realize Washington had...
One of the greatest puns. He would punish people every week, meaning puns.
Yeah, right.
When he said you were in a OPEC of trouble, that was one of the best. But anyway,
With the OPEC oil thing?
yes,
Oh,
OPEC
man.
oil, OPEC of trouble.
Wow.
Well, most people don't realize that it being in a peck of trouble, a peck is like a bushel.
Right.
You had to know, so it's.
So
an
that's
old
why
word.
Louis Rukeyser went off the air.
Yes. Well, also the fact that he died as well. That didn't help
That
either.
didn't help his chances.
Although,
well,
anyway,
movies.
What's movies? Yes, movies. Yes.
We have movies. And we have what we might term dark Christmas movies, but
Yes.
even that is kind of a misnomer because they're not really Christmas movies per se.
They're
just movies that happen to be
around
set
Christmas time.
during Christmas.
Right.
I don't think there's any particular reason why these movies would necessarily have to be at Christmas, but it is. It's always a kind of.
I think that kind of adds to a little bit.
Well, it's sort of this irony or conflict between it's this nice, pleasant season, and then there's these dark deeds
and
going
in fact,
on.
Unfortunately for a lot of people, Christmas is. I mean, the suicide rate goes up. I think. So.
Yeah.
It's
But
not
that's
a-
not something we put on the news a lot.
Right. But people.
But you're right. No, right.
It's the darker side of Christmas.
It's showing that
without
there's
the-
another
and
reality.
I mean, I mean, when you talk about Christmas time in a strip bar,
Yeah.
and you're dealing with maybe you're dealing
Not
with
too many stories start off that way.
No.
I remember Jay Leno had a great line about how once, and this was back when he was a real comedian, when he had this line, something like, yeah, so I saw a sign the other day saying that the porno shop was going to be open 24 hours on Christmas. And he's like, who wakes up Christmas morning and goes, okay, done opening the presents, seeing the kids, time to go to the porno shop. You know what I could really go for right now? Anyway, what I could go for right now is my movie montage. So we did a little research finding out what kind of dark Christmases movies there are. And there's actually a list somewhere. And
Although
how
I
much they
personally
bring.
think the best one was left out. But
The ref?
Yes,
Yeah,
the ref.
I gotta say, I didn't. I kind of like the ref, but that one I would have had to like watch the whole thing all the way again through to find a good clip. Whereas the ones I picked, I knew them well enough that I could just kind of skip to a certain clip or whatever. So you'll see what I mean here. Just about a minute from each of those. There's 5 movies here though, and let's take a look at these clips.
Okay.
Hey, Charlie. Long time.
So is this your band?
No, it's just a pickup band.
Who do you normally play with?
Anybody, anywhere. As a matter of fact, I got another gig later tonight.
Playing somewhere else tonight?
They only get started there around 2.
In the village?
Believe it or not, I don't actually know the address yet.
You don't?
No, it may sound ridiculous, but it's in a different place every time, and I only get it about an hour or so before.
Different place every time.
So far.
And what's the big mystery?
Hey, man, I just played the piano.
Nick, I'm sorry. Is there something I'm missing here?
I play blindfolded.
What?
Yeah. I play blindfolded.
You're putting me on.
No, it's the truth. And the last time, the blindfold wasn't on so well. Oh, man. Bill, I have seen 1 or 2 things in my life, but never anything like this. And never such women.
Thought you're in Las Vegas.
I was.
Where'd you sleep?
The office. Hey, free time.
How much did you lose?
I wasn't there to gamble.
How much?
I was doing a skip trace. $50. What is this?
Darian's class drew holiday pictures. That was hers. Obviously, her teacher wants to see us.
Merry Christmas! The halls! Joyous Yuletide!
Okay.
Yeah, that'll cheer you up.
One of the best scenes from Lethal Weapon is where Danny Glover forces Mel Gibson to go to his Christmas dinner because his wife is such a bad cook, and he says, "I'm not eating that alone. Somebody else has to share the misery."
Yeah, I think that might actually be the last line of the movie.
Was it?
Yeah, I think so. I watched it again recently, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were some. The only one I would say quibble with in my own selection there is that when I looked at that list, and you and I looked at it on my computer one day, they had The Last Boy Scout, which I threw a clip in there because they had his little girl drew a picture of Santa having decapitated somebody, and she called it Satan Claus, and so that was the little Christmas reference there. But other than that, I don't know of any other reference in the movie to the. I don't think it actually is set during Christmas time.
But it was on the list.
It was on the list,
Why?
so we went with it. And I should next year I'll get the ref. We'll make a whole new list.
Or maybe we'll review the ref if I can ever find
Yeah,
it on DVD
yeah.
because I think that's a great movie.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of old. I was telling Matt earlier that I watched Scrooged again. I don't know if you ever saw that, but that's not bad. Little rental for Bill Murray as the Scrooge type character. Anywho, we've got. Well, Jim's got it's a movie from the 90s, I guess, or maybe early 2000s. I can't remember. But mine's actually on your new release shelf now, if you still go to a place with shelves. But I think it might only be a Blockbuster. I'm not sure, but it's called The Merry Gentleman. And by the way, do you know where that title comes from?
No.
Famous song. God rest ye merry gentlemen.
Oh, really? Oh, an oldie.
I was thinking. I'm like, I've heard that.
60s.
I've heard that phrase before. Where's that come from?
Right.
The Merry Gentleman.
Right.
And it didn't seem appropriate to the movie really until you realize, oh yeah, it's set during Christmas time, and
It's an oxymoron because
Yeah.
Go ahead.
irony.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, anyway, you'll see. What the main character here is named Frank, and well, he's not exactly the main character.
by-
But, it's Michael Keaton, and the movie's also directed by Michael Keaton, and he's a hitman. And one of the things that's a little unusual about the movie is that it doesn't really get too much into the particulars of his job. All you know is he kills people, and he's apparently also suicidal himself. So.
You really have to pay attention to the movie to know that he's a hitman.
Right.
Actually, I had to read the description on the back of the DVD to figure that out. And one thing maybe that attracted him by the movie is he usually plays a maniac. One of my favorite movies, and I'd love to review it, is called The Paper.
Right.
He's just a maniac, and he's in Beetlejuice. He was a maniac, but in this one, he is just totally. He might have wanted to say, "Well, I can do other things." He is just very understated and quiet, and just it's totally opposite of.
Yeah,
it's not Michael Keaton, you know.
Tune it way down because he is this guy that's depressed apparently. Anyway, the movie really, the plot revolves around him getting to know a certain woman, and let's take a look at that clip, see how they first meet, sort of.
Oh my God.
Cheer up, it's snowing.
I'm just worried. Here they come.
There's no one up there now.
So that's it.
There's not much more we can do. I'll tell you though, if he really wanted to jump, then he would have jumped. You probably scared some sense into him. You ladies have a ride to where you're going?
Yeah, thank you.
All right, well try and have a good night.
Come on. You heard the cute cop. You saved the guy's life.
Who's to say? He could be on another ledge by now.
No, he's not.
How do you know?
Because this is a Christmas miracle. Well, think about it. He was just about to go, when down came the snow, and up looked the girl, and out reached the hand of God.
thought you weren't a religious person.
I'm not, but I'm a romantic. Oh, it's cold. Come on, let's go.
Well, apparently I have looked at so many Christmas movies lately that I forgot to look at this one again. I saw it like 3 weeks ago, I think. I gave Matt the clip a long time ago.
Not exactly like White Christmas with Bing Crosby and
I know,
and
yeah.
And they sing
anyway,
snow and all that. Snow, snow, snow. Okay.
So anyway, but like I said, I was watching Scrooge and all these other old things, so I forgot to review this movie. I don't remember her name. I don't remember the actress's name. All I know is that actress, she's got a great like Irish, I think, accent.
Hey.
Yeah, not like that. Some kind of Irish, Scottish, something.
Okay.
I don't know if I can nail down what the difference between those two, but it's a great accent, and she, she's from there, wherever it is. And she was also in No Country for Old Men, which you haven't seen, to your shame. Got to rent that. And she had a great like Texas accent in that one. So one of those. Yes, actors can do great accents. It's part of the job apparently. But this is
with that scene. I don't see how he believes that she's ID'd him because they're so far away.
Well, that's one thing we talked about. This next clip we're going to look at. I'm not going to get into it quite yet, but how they meet is sort of a puzzlement.
And how they meet is very well
yeah, we'll
done.
see
That's
that.
very nice.
But I read that when I finished, I assumed that he had somehow become fascinated with her because before he shot somebody else, and then he became fixated on her. Well, he fixated on her first. He's one of those. He's looking around, kind of like Rear Window, not Rear Window. Is it Rear Window where he's looking around the?
They were picking out a target. He was picking out a target.
But he was also looking around the whole, kind of spying on her.
Oh, right,
yeah.
right.
So
right.
I thought, well, maybe he
By the
became...
way, for those who don't know, Rear Window is an Alfred Hitchcock
where a
movie
guy's
with
got a
Jimmy
telescope.
Stewart. So Jimmy Stewart is...
And he's watching people.
Wow.
Anyway. So I thought it was one of those things where he just became fascinated with her, and that maybe he actually sought her out because she ended up saving his life. If you read the back of the movie thing, it says that they first have their actual meeting because he's going there to kill her. So that's you can read that on the back. I didn't blow anything for you. You can read that on the back of the movie thing. I don't know if the movie this is one of those movies where it lets you interpret some things the way you want it. And I didn't read it that way. So.
But he's going there. We don't know why.
He didn't just end up there on accident.
Right.
Like, he says, well, anyway, let's take a look at how they first meet here.
Let's do.
Hello? Thank you. I got myself into a bit of trouble there.
It's a big tree.
It is. Didn't look quite so big when it was outside.
Are you taking it up?
You live in the building?
No. I've got some... I've got a friend here. You need help?
Yeah.
So what were you going to say about that?
Well, first of all, I think this is one of the most charming parts of the movie. A movie generally without charm, although I actually sort of like this movie. But it's dark, and but they meet in an unusual way. You have to put a lot of things together and connect the dots to figure out that he's going there to kill her, and I don't see why, because I really don't see how from that distance she could identify him. So
right.
But that's what the back of the movie.
And she's already talked to the cops, so what could be I guess the idea would be that maybe she could pick him out of a lineup or something.
But also, another thing is that she buys a Christmas tree, but she's going to spend the time alone. Her friend asked her to go spend Christmas with her, and here some people spend Christmas alone, and that's one thing that's talked about.
Well, yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because one thing I like about this movie is the theme of isolation.
Right. Right.
And these are two people that come together because they're both clearly isolated.
Right.
And, but part of the reason why she's isolated, maybe the entire reason, is that she is coming out of a very bad, abusive relationship to the point where she just packed up and left one day to get out of this, to remove herself from the situation. And so a lot of times, like when she first goes to her new work, she still has a black eye from that they're.
And everybody asks her about it.
Right, and so that creates a little distance because she's clearly one of those that she's not very good at lying, and she doesn't seem to like lying to people. So. Oh,
and they also show she says one excuse to one person, one excuse to another. So that's kind of.
Yeah, and I noticed that, but I think the third time somebody asked her, she just kind of walks away or something, like she's tired of lying about it and everything.
Right.
So,
right.
And that brings us to our third clip, which involves I'm almost, hesitant to show this, but, it's too good of a clip not to show it because it is a little bit of a surprise when you're not sure where's this movie going, but and you can maybe predict it, that inevitably her boyfriend or husband, I can't even remember whether, he does show up. And it creates a little bit of an interesting scene. He's a changed man.
A week after you left me, I tried to kill myself. Well, God wouldn't have me. Katie, he threw me back like a fish. He wouldn't let me take the easy way. When I was in the hospital later, I met a man, a priest. How about that haunt me with a holy man, but it's true. Father Rich, a great man. I can't wait for you to meet him. Guess who he introduced me to? Jesus Christ. I know you probably want to laugh. I understand. But Kate, all my life, I never knew my Lord and Savior. Now I know him. He knows me, knows what I've done, loves me still. Can you believe it, Katie? Can you imagine such good news? And I know you're thinking it's too good to be true. But I'm here to tell you, nothing's too good to be true. That's where all the goodness is, baby. And the truth. I know that now. And now there's only one thing left. For you to believe me. Please believe me. Believe me. And grant me forgiveness. I'm so sorry, Katie. I'm so sorry I ever hurt you, but I'm a changed man. I'm a changed man. Praise Jesus. Praise his holy name. Say you forgive me. Can you say it? Can you say it?
Well, clearly that's going to become an issue at some point in the movie because Frank does develop a relationship with the woman, and so sets up some interesting possibilities. And one thing I would comment on about the ending, without commenting on it specifically, is that it's one of the things that really, I think, sold me. I think I was kind of okay with the movie for most of the way. I liked it. But I really like the ending, but I would also add, I don't think a lot of average viewers would like the ending because it's a little bit ambiguous, it's one of those things where you're not quite sure if something else is going to happen next, or if there's even the possibility of something to happen next. And again, I can't even get into it, but I like movies that have every once in a while a kind of an ambiguous feel to it, where there's possibly different interpretations as to what's going to happen next.
So Tim here just called me average. I'm just letting,
you
so I'm
mediocre
an average guy. I'm a schlub,
No.
an average schlub. I'm an average guy because I didn't.
No.
That was something I didn't like it. I generally like enjoyable films. I don't mind some violence, but it has to have some humor in it. There's no humor in this, but I must say, and I don't think it's really a very enjoyable movie, but once I started watching it, I was in it. I was gripped. So it grabbed me. So it was a pretty good movie. I didn't find it enjoyable, but I did find it kept me awake. I didn't look at my watch or didn't. I don't have a watch, but I just took care of there. But anyway, I didn't.
There are movies like that though, where they're not exactly enjoyable, but they're still compelling. In some way.
It was compelling.
Yeah.
I'll give it that, definitely.
And I would say your movie is both enjoyable and compelling. So, average though you may be, you picked a good movie.
Well, well, The Ice Harvest. Dysfunctional families at Christmas time, and that happens a lot. As a matter of fact, that ref is definitely about where you have a criminal refereeing a dysfunctional family. Well, this one, there's basically a heist. There's a lawyer involved, John Cusack, and Billy Bob Thornton is his partner in crime, and that's what this first scene is going to be about. But it's around the Christmas time, and this scene doesn't have Christmas in it, although there are scenes where they talk about Christmas for the strippers. So so it's a sleazy type of
It all happens in one night, and it's mostly in bars and strip clubs.
Yes, it's not and the people aren't exactly wonderful people.
We didn't have that clip of it, but don't you love the scene where the bartender's like going off on some woman on his phone, like cursing at her and everything? He's like, "Sorry, Mom, I gotta go."
Oh, there's a couple scenes I would love to show, but would wreck it. I mean, there's some really. There's some that I just watch over and over again. I've seen parts of it. I've just doubled over. But they're. Sometimes I wonder, why am I laughing at this? It's brutal.
It's brutal.
But it was.
Well, the one thing to clarify about this first clip, though, is that the heist actually has occurred before the movie. It's really embezzlement, and it's occurred before the movie even gets started. So this is more just of their meeting to kind of to discuss it a little bit and discuss some new development too.
Yeah, yes, to tie things up. So there we are. Two actors are just perfectly cast for this. I mean, Billy Bob Thornton is just, and John Cusack just really fit. You couldn't have picked two better actors for what they were playing.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's all I can say about it. It's just, it does it.
Really good deadpan humor. And,
right.
And I don't know, one thing I was noticing, it probably doesn't really add much to the commentary here, but Cusack just has that kind of, the weird thing, have you ever noticed, like, have you seen several of his movies?
Yeah.
To me, he seems to usually has that exact haircut and usually an outfit that looks similar to that. Like, he's usually dressed in black.
Unless he's at a Chicago Cubs game, and he's one of the
right. But remember that Grosse Point Blank?
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah, he's wearing black the whole time, and he always has that haircut. He just does not change the haircut, and he always looks pretty. He's kind of like got this Dick Clark thing going on, where he looks perpetually young. So it's just an interesting quality. It's like he's saying, you know what? I don't need to do anything fancy. I'm not going to do any crazy accents. I'm just going to be myself, and I'm going to, play a character.
There was one movie where he turns to the audience and talks to them, sort of like the way George Burns used to on television. He would talk to the audience and like, okay, now let's get back to the scene.
That's High Fidelity.
Yeah,
he's just he's one of those, I guess he realizes how likable he is, so he's not going to do anything crazy like mess up his face or have a big scar or anything like that. So, and Billy Bob, you're right, he just has a good deadpan kind of approach to this.
They were just both great in it. Let's put it that way.
Well,
this next scene is a lovely scene about the joys of Christmas and Christmas dinner and family and how warm and compassionate the season is, and how it just brings out the best in people.
And he's visiting his ex-wife and kids
and
with
he's friends with the
current husband.
The current husband, which and not so much the wife, who is
right.
She would make an Ice Queen look warm.
And Oliver Platt plays the buddy.
Who's it?
Oliver Platt.
Oh, okay.
Is
right.
so.
Right.
Just check it out.
Yep.
So mature.
Sadly enough, that's the way Christmas is for some people, and there's split households and
right,
and just fighting over the kids, and there's drunkenness has to a lot of the Christmas cheer, and it's not
they just amp it up a little bit.
Right. Yeah. I think that scene, and that kid is played. Talk about somebody that hated his father. It was just.
Yeah.
And he even ripped on his little sister. You didn't have a big part.
That's one of those things I kind of like about the movie. Again, it lets you. Some of these movies would feel the need to give us some kind of flashback or something about how he left his family or whatever. We don't really know. We don't know exactly what went wrong. We know we do learn that. We learned from that Oliver Platt, but he didn't know at the time that his wife was cheating on him or whatever. But there's just a kind of like. It just happened, you don't need any kind of big story about who was to blame, but clearly the wife seems to be, at least, seems to be somebody hard to live with, so,
and we're going to see more about Oliver Platt in the next scene.
Yeah.
Because John Cusack tries to help him out, but sometimes you just can't help people out.
Especially when they're drinking.
Especially when they're really, or perpetually drinking, so, yes, so watch it on the roads, folks. Or watch it in the bars, too.
Understand your Christmas list.
Pain is humorous as long as it isn't to you.
Exactly.
It can be humorous, but it's done a lot, and that seems to be a constant theme, and people keep running it out, and you still laugh, which is, I don't know what that says, but there you have it. There you have it.
There you have it.
And that's the way it is, as Walter Cronkite would say.
They had like 3 great things. I mean, the dragging him was funny enough, but then the belt thing would crack me up, that he like rips his belt out, like part of his pants, it seems like, and then when he gets up, he's like, I think I scraped my tummy or whatever, then it ends with that, Again, I'm one of those that says, we've gone a little overboard in most of these movies. Like if you ever rent any of these movie parodies, these really cheap, low rent parodies that they crank out nowadays, like Meet the Spartans parody of 300, they almost always, like every scene has to have some kind of physical humor, like somebody getting knocked around, kicked in the nards, hit in the head, bunked.
Well, it's like the commercial where the guy is swinging a golf club,
right.
and then it's not only does he get hit in the backswing, he gets hit in the other one as well.
And I'm just like, if you do that stuff all the time, it ain't funny. But if you have a movie like this where you haven't seen any of that, and then it just explodes in one scene, and it revolves. The cool thing is that Cusack is just standing there the whole time.
Well, he's trying to warn him. He says, I warned you about this.
Yeah, he warns the guy.
He's say, not a good idea.
And it's sort of like, well, I could jump in here, but no. But it's not even like he's saying he deserves it. He's just like, this is the natural occurrence when you smart off to somebody's girlfriend, and the guy's standing.
I think it was.
Or wife,
I think it was wife, yeah. It was sort of like the Darwin effect.
Exactly. He's like, I can't interfere in this process here. And I'm a lawyer, by the way, so I know I could get sued if I, jump in.
This is evolution, so we're thinning out the herd, so to speak.
And by the way, the guy did sleep with my wife. Maybe this is some just desserts. Probably all that revolved, but he just...
No, he actually is his friend.
No, I know, but I'm just saying that he's not so much of his friend that he's going to jump in and stop the guy from...
Well, he tried to warn him, but this guy is completely sauced, and so...
Yeah, still, even if you went off on somebody in a bar, Jim, the guy started wailing, I think I'd jump in, even though I said I warned you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't just let you get beat up.
This is true, but it would take away from the...
I don't think that would happen with you, though. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, let's award the colonels here.
Not my... Yeah, okay.
Not since the 70s,
right? Okay, for the first one, for yours, I do it 2.5. Not enjoyable, but still, it was compelling, so 1... 2.
That looked like 1.5 right there.
I know. Well, so now I got to break one up, and I got to find one. Here's a half. We'll say it's
We're very precise here.
Yeah.
Well,
our producer just loves it. He hates it because
he's got to clean up
he's got to clean it. Well, we help clean up, but still, this is
okay.
Not.
Well, I think you're about pretty right on. I'm just going to give it 3 because I think it's 1, 2.
The baseball season's over.
Slightly better than that. I would
sort of like your you have a Rams hat on. This is
Yeah.
sort of in the way the Rams season
Exactly.
is done.
That was my little fumble there.
Your throw doesn't exactly work. Now
That was my Bulger throw. You're just dropping popcorn for you.
I know
throw
it.
it.
Well,
I am too.
okay.
Okay.
Well, 'tis the season.
Okay, well, I think Ice Harvest, I'm going to go 3.5 on that one because I think it was a little bit better. Maybe not perfect, but pretty close. 4 is perfect, by the way. So there's 3, and then there's kind of a half there, too.
It isn't perfect, but it's one of my favorite movies, and so I got to go. I'll just throw them all at once just to get it over with. I'll go with 4.
All right.
I just like it, so.
Nice. Okay, folks. Well, next, Brian Peters and I are going to be back here. We're going to talk about a movie currently in theaters called The Road, and I think maybe 1 or 2 other current releases. And we're going to look at some clips, some odd little found clips about, lucky strikes in your stocking stuffer. Stocking stuffer? Stocking stuff. Yeah, stuff like that. Weird stuff. Anyway,
Weird
come on
stuff.
back, folks.
Peace. Live long and prosper.
Very affordable. They have a convenient tutoring schedule that works around my schedule.
Jefferson College is very challenging.
They have a diverse campus.
This is the very beginning of the second part of my life, and I have a new sense of direction and a new passion in my life.
They are committed with my success.
The quality of education here, I would give it a 10. I'm Kimberly Clark.
I'm Shayna Payton.
I'm Jose Soloria.
I'm Rachel Schrage.
I'm Della Selman.
I'm Nick Schaefer.
I'm Stacy Self, and I discovered my future at Jefferson College.
Holiday!
Holiday! Happy Kwanzaa! One of these days, I swear to God,
Chanukah.
We're going to have a Kwanzaa special.
Hanukkah.
Or a Hanukkah.
Kwanzaa.
We're going to do it. But this year, it's still Christmas.
Yeah. Well, it's Xmas.
Xmas, that's right.
Holiday.
Holiday.
Season's greetings, that ridiculous phrase.
So anyway, we've got, we've seen a lot of stuff lately. What do you want to start with?
Let's start with the one we agree on.
Do we agree on it?
I don't know.
The Road?
The Road.
Well, I liked it. So.
I liked it. Okay,
yeah.
we'll do The Road
we
first.
agree.
We have put some thought into this episode, by the way. We're just...
Oh, yeah. We just haven't... We're surprising each other.
Yeah.
Here. That's good.
We'll do The Road first.
Adapted from the novel by Cormac McCarthy, and I would say about as faithful as you can get. I don't know. The only thing... the novel did not have any first-person narration, and that would be the one thing I would have nixed if I was the editor, but I'm just always against that unless it's necessary or unless it's something really great like The Informant. But I had a feeling it was one of those, like, we've got to give people a little bit of a guidance who might not have read the book here. Isn't that, do you think it was kind of...
Definitely.
Yeah, so.
Other than that, though, it's
But it was fairly minimal. So
it was,
good,
and as faithful an adaptation as I've ever seen, I think.
Even the first-person stuff, like they took stuff that was framed in third-person narration of the guy's thoughts. And by the way, the people, there are no names except I had a character say, or the flick philosopher said, there are no names in this post-apocalyptic world. Like, well, there's one. There's a guy named Eli, but other than that, no names. And Eli's played by old Robert Duvall. Man, looking like somebody just chiseled him out of some old dusty granite.
Unbelievable. And when I've been teaching this book for a year now, and fell in love with it as soon as it came out. And as soon as I heard that it was in production for film, I wanted to know who the old man was going to be. And as soon as they announced Robert Duvall, I was on board. I didn't care who else they cast. And it's only like 3 minutes.
Scene, one scene. And I've even heard somebody say he should get Best Supporting Actor for those 3. He might. He just might.
He sheds a tear at one point, and it just takes your heart, rips it out of your chest, and throws it on the ground.
Yeah, if
it's
anything,
amazing.
I will say one thing. I think because I'd read the book and I'd already been moved by the book, I had a little bit of an emotional remove from the movie. I don't think most people would have that. But if anything was going to get to me, it would be that scene. He was just like, I don't know, for some reason, looking at old craggy guys on the screen, I always feel a little broken up by it. Like, what's his name? And that remember the movie where the guy like drove around? Oh, I'm blowing it. I mean, he finally died because he went around trying to discover America, but then he got. I shouldn't even have brought it up.
That's okay.
Some old guy in that movie. Really
broke your heart.
Broke my heart. So anyway, but there are people with names as the actors, and that's Viggo Mortensen. Is it
Mortensen.
Mortensen. Okay, he is a character called simply the Man, and there's Cody. I believe it's Smith McPhee plays a character simply called the Boy. Curious that they didn't just label them as father and son, but anyway, I think the Charlize Theron character is referred to as the mother, but So here's the bad.
She.
Yeah, she.
Yeah.
Here's the bad news. It's the end of the world as we know it. And we don't feel fine.
No.
Because there's nothing to eat anymore.
Or drink.
Or drink.
Yeah.
And it's raining ash all the time for some reason. We don't know why. Neither the book nor the movie bother to get into the details of nuclear, meteor strike, whatever. We don't know. Just it's over.
Right.
And it's just bare survival now for 2 hours or however long the movie is. What?
It's like 2 hours and 9 minutes, and it felt to me like 80.
Yeah.
I just,
Which not everybody goes for in a movie, so I don't know.
The pacing was, in my mind, pretty much flawless.
Oh, yeah.
All the way through, you never felt bored.
That's the weird thing, yeah.
Yeah. Even though it's a very sparse movie, right? There's just not much to see
one
usually.
might find it kind of monotonous because, but
it's a lot of walking.
Yeah. And a lot of
sitting.
Just one thing that always kind of captivated me was sort of the scene changes, like one desolate landscape to another desolate.
And yet they always looked fresh, even though it's the ash is sort of omnipresent, but everything else is shifting.
If I were to, the first thing I would go for, and maybe Duvall, but I mean the cinematographer and the set design,
incredible.
Gotta give it to them for so.
And there's one other character in there. We mentioned this show before, The Wire, and our favorite man, Omar, the character on The Wire, gets a little bit part in this. And so we're both sort of hoping that Omar takes off. I know that's not his name, but
I don't know if this is going to be the movie that does it for
but
him. But
there's like 5 characters, so it says something. He got in it. Yeah.
Also, one of those, you know about the internet phrase of "Hey, it's that guy." You ever hear of that?
No.
Yeah, they use that when you've seen somebody in a lot of movies, but you don't know exactly
who
you are. You go, "Hey, it's that guy," and there's a total "Hey, it's that guy," and I should know this dude's name because he's been in Deadwood. He's been on almost every TV show I watch. He's the guy, the go-to guy is the guest character on the show, and he's kind of ugly looking, but he was the guy that plays the first sort of marauder or whatever they run into.
With the terrible teeth.
The one that gets the most lines of dialogue. Well, they all got terrible teeth, but this guy's, pretty gnarly, and he's wearing a ball cap. And he's, so it just, he had a good little sort of memorable deal, too.
And Guy Pearce is in it,
And, Guy Pearce. We had a little conversation when some of us went to Pie afterwards, and I told the rest of them that it was Guy Pearce at the end. They're like, no friggin' way! That cannot be Guy Pearce. So
well, they played with his teeth quite a bit.
They either gave him a prosthetic to wear, or they just punched him repeatedly in the teeth till they were all out of alignment and everything.
And one other thing, I don't know how many of you have read the book out there, but we have read the book, and I've read it 6 times, so I'm really familiar with it.
Yikes. Yeah.
But one thing they did, and it's not going to mess up the movie when you see it, is they show people without thumbs, and I have no idea. Not only is our Omar character missing his thumbs, but the Guy Pearce is missing one of his thumbs.
Did not notice that.
And they took special care to focus in on the absence of thumb, and I have no idea what they're trying to do there.
Eating it?
Why would they eat their own thumb? If there's a finger you're going to eat, it's your pinky.
Yeah,
you would never eat your own thumb.
You want the opposable thumb.
I talked it over with my wife, and we're baffled. But in any case,
did you try to search on the internet and find out?
I have not. No.
Somebody on the internet knows the answer to this.
Other than that, and other than the fact that they added a great deal more of the wife's presence, pretty much every choice was awesome. And one thing I am upset with is that they didn't trace the trail through Tennessee, because that's so relevant in the book. Because of course McCarthy's from Knoxville, and I kept hoping that they would show like a sort of washed out Knoxville and parts of the Appalachian Trail, and they very quickly just glossed over that. So
they don't actually mention place names in the book, right?
No, they do.
They do?
They don't say Knoxville, but they say the place like the Gap. We know that's the Cumberland Gap. I mean, little references like that. You know where they are, and you can trace it through the book to get down there. But Anyway, small quip. Other than that, the movie is very, very
My
good.
only other glitch or problem with the movie, aside from the voiceover, fairly minor thing, but to my memory, and you read it 6 times, so you can clarify this for me, but didn't they have the shopping cart for most of the book?
Yeah, almost all of it.
See, I thought that was kind of a central image of the book, and I would have retained that shopping cart.
And they lose it.
And they
then,
lost it in the first half.
And at one moment, remember, they look down. There's one that's on its side, and he thinks about picking that one up, and then they don't. Yeah. So but then they do have that crazy contraption cart at the end.
Was that from the book?
No.
No. It's always the shopping
Just
cart.
a shopping cart,
Yeah, see, that's
I don't know why you changed that. Yeah.
Dominant metaphor. I'm like, was it just too hard to push a shopping cart around everywhere?
And in case you're not getting it, of course, part of the book's premise is to sort of question the way our society is sort of moving forward, and that is that we consume, and we're killing the earth, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. And
so a shopping cart, of course, is kind of important
but it's reduced to the level of everything you own is in a shopping cart now, right? There's no like a whole house full of stuff.
Right. Well, there's that too, but we've been reduced, we're not shopping anymore. We're scavenging. Yeah.
Scavengers. Right.
Anyway. So a couple of questionable things, but other than that, man, the movie's good, and you should see it.
It rocked.
In fact, you should see it in the theaters. One of the few I'd recommend seeing in the theater.
Definitely, and Vigo just
awesome.
Nailed it.
The boy sucks, but whatever. Most children actors suck in child actors. Yeah.
I was wondering, don't you think he is a little old? Did they just?
The book is so weird with that. You have no idea what the age is.
I just thought a little kid that was still calling his dad Papa would be
Papa.
But then again, he grew up in a pretty screwed up world, so he might be calling him Papa until he was 26. Who knows? Anyway, so good movie. But then there was this other movie I saw. Just Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Fantastic Mr. Fox.
No. Well, and I gotta say, I'm in the minority here, here's what I'll say. It's an animated movie, and it's cool in the sense that the animation, I think, is a lot more cool than most of the animation you see in movies nowadays. Stop motion, looks very interesting, and I gotta say, at least the first half hour, I was totally with it. At some point, though, at some point I got tired, so it's hard for me to distinguish. Because I feel like a movie like The Road. Well, I did rest up a little extra for The Road.
You did.
I did not want to fall asleep during The Road, but I thought I rested up pretty well for this movie too, and I fell asleep. So I can't tell. Is it just because I'm bored, or is it? But I will say there's a couple of things that just annoy me about the director Wes Anderson. And I've only liked one of his movies, The Royal Tenenbaums. If you like his movies, he makes the same kind of movie each time, so I don't know why you wouldn't like each one, unless you're just bored of it. But I don't even know why I liked The Royal Tenenbaums and didn't like the others. Can't explain it.
I don't know.
But didn't like This Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. Did not like the Darjeeling Limited. Didn't even like Rushmore, which almost everybody liked that. I know. Didn't like Bottle Rocket, really. Well, Bottle Rocket was okay.
Yeah.
So I know them all, seen them all. And the weird thing is that this is another movie that's what you'd think the animation would break him out of his little rhythm here, but no. He's doing another movie about a dysfunctional family. You're going to hear some classic hits from whatever, David Bowie or something. You're going to hear some weird slangy shit that he uses his weird little slang, what was the slang word in this one they used all the time? Are you cussing me?
Yeah, you cussing me. And the
which
catchphrase.
Is funny the first 2 times, not the 18th time. No, nah. I did like and then the eye thing. I don't know. It's just like he's got these tics that it's impossible not to know that he's doing the movie. Anyway. To me, that just gets on my nerves. I guess again, I like Tarantino. He does a lot of the same stuff, but he seems to mix it up enough to where I don't go, oh yeah, here we go, another nervous tic from Tarantino. You give it the opposing view.
Okay. Well, we wanted to discuss this because, Tim's right. He is in the minority. It doesn't mean that he's wrong. It just means that
most critics like it.
Almost all of the critics love this movie.
They're effusive in their praise.
Yeah.
This is so special.
And I mentioned this briefly to Tim earlier, but I think maybe for Tim, for starters, he's not really fond of Wes Anderson, but also he hadn't read the book from Roald Dahl, the original book, Fantastic Mr. Fox. And many of us have a very special place in our hearts for that book. It's just so wonderful and played such a significant role in our childhoods. All of Roald Dahl's books, really.
Wow.
So when I heard this was coming to screen, and when I heard one of my favorite directors, which is Wes Anderson, so we differ there, was making it, I was pumped. It didn't mean that it was going to be a success, without any sort of objective criticism on my part, but I was ready for it to be really awesome. So I think that's one of the major differences for us, is that the book plays a large part for me. And I will admit, after the first 40 minutes, you feel like you've had enough of it, probably. And it probably should have been a short film, I'd say that. But let me go ahead and remind the audience again that Tim fell asleep. And whenever Tim falls asleep, there is a chunk of movie that
exactly
gets
probably
elided.
at least a good half hour.
Yeah. So take that into consideration. But if
I will.
Since this is our holiday show, we are in need of some sort of family movie. I would say for the families out there, let your kids read that book before you go, and make them read it because it's awesome. And then
Is it really faithful to the book?
Yeah, it is pretty faithful. The book's not that long anyway, but. And of course, Anderson's doing a number of quirky things that the book wouldn't do. But the premise is there, and the father is a screw up. He's an egomaniac, and he thinks he's right, and he treats his wife poorly, and and makes his son feel like he's not good enough. But of course, the family dynamic changes at the end, and we have a sort of epiphany and all the things that you need for a child, right? To see that people can fail, but also can learn from it.
Yeah. I will say I like George Clooney's
awesome.
work as the father.
And Clooney's brilliant in it, I think.
And
Meryl Streep is the voice of the mother.
Usually I don't like knowing the names of the actors because it's distracting, but Clooney just did such a
he's brilliant in it. He really is.
There's Meryl Streep that's right.
And Meryl Streep is the wife, my only beef really is that the rat should have been played by John Turturro, and that's not going to mean anything to any of you until you see it. But as soon as you saw that rat on screen, in my brain, I said that's going to be John Turturro's voice. So that was a letdown.
Was that his accomplice?
Uh-huh.
When they do their little
he's
schemes?
He's the
oh, that's right. Yeah. Guy guarding the
security guard
thing. Yeah.
So in any case, I say definite thumbs up. The animation alone is worth it, and Wes Anderson, of course, has a killer soundtrack. Not Tim's thing necessarily, but
does it fit this movie?
I think it's most definitely fits it, in my opinion.
I was hanging with heroes and villains, but then after the third or fourth song, I was like, another Wes Anderson movie. And maybe you're right. Maybe I'm just biased at this point that I haven't, because I gotta say he's one of those that I thought, okay, didn't like Rushmore, liked Royal Tenenbaums, but I was still I really like Royal Tenenbaums, so I was sort of psyched. He's one of those that it's sort of like Prince. I kept buying Prince CDs until I realized
that's your own fault.
There is some genius here, but it's not showing up in the CDs anymore. So I'm going to stop with the Prince CDs. And I think it's the same thing about this guy. There's a lot of genius there, but I'm going to stop seeing the movies at some point. Maybe I won't because frankly, what else is there? He's got to make another good one eventually for me. But I don't know. I would just like say, could you do something else? It's like.
He just made an animation movie.
And he made the same movies, but making all another dysfunctional family. The father's a jerk in almost all these movies, right? Always a distant father. The themes are just like, dude, get over it. Go see a therapist. Something.
He obviously has issues. He's working them out.
Don't work them out on my $10. Actually, I snuck into that one, so I saw it for free. So what am I complaining about?
So you're the reason this society's falling apart.
I know. I totally am.
Yeah. Well, I know this isn't the segment, but I'm going to say one last thing.
I felt ripped off, though. I saw Ninja Assassin, and that sucked even worse.
Oh. I'm not wasting it.
So I'm like, I'm getting my money back. And I saw 2 bad movies. I still felt like I got ripped off.
And one was free.
Exactly. But I will say, I totally agree with you on the anime. Maybe just, do what I do. Sneak in and watch the first half hour, because that animation looks friggin' awesome.
By the way, Jefferson College does not endorse the
the practice of sneaking in. They did a whole story recently about how AMC is now announcing that it's that you can't sneak in or you can't bring in snacks anymore. Apparently, before it was okay just to walk in with stuff at an AMC theater. But they've decided to say now, no, you can't do that. So in other words, you're telling us we have to sneak in it. Okay, that's what we do everywhere else, so no problem.
Okay.
But they didn't say like they're going to police it anymore. They're just saying we're not going to let you walk right past the guy.
So put it in your pocket.
Yeah, put it in your pocket.
Big deal.
Except like Kramer, don't try sticking a cappuccino in there or anything like that. Lawsuit. But I used to go to theaters, and I used to always be drinking so much soda that I always had to have one of those giant things with me,
With a handle.
Right, with a handle. Got to have a handle. Some big
and
giant
a bendy
thing.
straw.
Yeah, and a bendy straw. Always like Diet Coke or Diet Mountain Dew. And I'd drink like 2 liters a day. It was insane.
Lord have mercy.
I know. So I'd walk right up to one of these in a movie, and they'd all, I only did it the first couple times, and then they're like, we're going to have to take that. So they'd hold it for you, and then you'd come get it. But I always thought, that if you try to, but then I've heard of like, my brother's wife, she walks in with bottles of water and stuff, and they don't.
In a purse. They never check a purse.
I think she just walks in with it in plain view.
Oh.
Yeah. But that's at a Warenberg. I don't know what but either way, you can't stop us, people. We're going to sneak it in. Sorry. We're not going to pay.
Well, I'm going to keep paying for my movies. Thank you very much.
Okay. Well, you can do
I'm going
that.
to take the high road.
You do that. Let me know when they get up to 15 if you're still doing that. All right, folks. Well, I think that's all we need to cover of the... Just quick review here, 30-second review. Men Who Stare at Goats. Good, not good?
C+, B
I'd
minus,
say
B minus.
Rent it, don't bother.
Don't
need
see
to
the
see it
movie
with me,
theater.
but I did sort of like it. But anyway, we got some other little mini movies to watch today.
Yes, we do.
Huh? Oh, whoa, sorry, folks. Jump the gun here. Brian's mad.
I will not allow my beef to be...
He looks so angry. That's right. It's time for Brian's beef. So what do you got
All right,
today?
it's very quick this week, but I do want to make a point to our audience members who are prejudiced when it comes to book adaptations. I've been listening to people for many, many years say how pissed off they are that the movie didn't match up to the book, and I'm frankly sick of hearing it. The mentality is that movies aren't at the same level of art that the books are, and I'm tired of that sort of superior elitist mentality. I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That people assume that a movie can't sort of reach the heights that a piece of fiction can. So my beef this week is get over yourselves. Movie makers put a lot of time and effort into their work, just like fiction writers do, and you need to give them at least a chance.
Yeah.
And it's fine if it disappoints you in the sense that the movie wasn't very good, but to match it up with the book is not fair because the filmmakers don't have the liberty, and this expansive room, right, to develop all the things that you can in a book. So get over it, man. Look at it as its own piece of art and deal with it. That's my beef this week.
I think it's a legitimate thing to say, like, I've heard some, I don't know, Frank Miller or somebody who once said, it obviously wasn't Miller because he changed his mind if it was, but sort of like, the comic books that's the thing I created. I don't want it to be in any other genre. That's fine. And I'm fine if somebody reads something and I don't need to see the movie, I already read the book, or I saw the movie, so I don't need, if that's your whole person. I'm personally one that if I like a good story, I've read a good novel, whatever, I'd like to see what they can do with it on the big screen. Although I will say, it seems like it's getting to this point that for some reason, it's not always been this way. Like when I read the book to Hannibal, liked it, and I liked the movie, they changed the ending a little bit. I think that's part of the thing. I like to see little changes, or maybe even radical change, just something.
Interpretations.
Interpretations. Sometimes it gets, like all the Harry Potter movies, I thought, I didn't really like the first one at all, but all the rest have been fine. I've just been slightly bored with them because there were no surprises for me. I think it was Stephen King who said there's 2 ways to go wrong in a film adaptation of a book. You can be too faithful or you can be too unfaithful. So you need something that, his personal view is that you need something that catches the spirit of the book, but if you're slavishly faithful, you could create something that's really boring. I don't know. I agree though, if you're, I think, I think sometimes it's like what you're exposed to first. Like I remember I saw the movie The Silence of the Lambs. I thought that was so awesome. And then I read the book and I was kind of bored with it because the movie really just distilled it all down into the riveting part. And I will say this. What are you going to do? Spend 9 hours on watching the Lord of the Rings trilogy, or God knows how many hours reading that
100?
god-awful mess of
100?
a trilogy.
150?
That is a horrible trilogy, and I don't care who likes it. It's horrible.
Yeah,
I couldn't
it
even
is.
make it through the first book. I got to the 9/10 of the way point through that first book, and I quit reading.
Wanted to just
It's
claw my eyes
so
out.
awful. So Peter Jackson, thank you. You took everything that was good, anything, and made whatever.
Well, that's what I'm looking for. The Hobbit. The Hobbit's a solid book, and you can't screw that. Oh yeah, I don't think you can screw
could.
that. Anyway, like Howard's Inn, for instance, is a book that is very good. But to say that I'm not going to watch the movie and overlook one of the greatest performances on screen, Anthony Hopkins, by the way, on screen that we've ever seen. I mean, he is.
Yeah.
It's a clinic in acting. I mean, to say that I'm not going to watch it because I'm afraid it's not going to match the book is insane to me.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I don't know about insane. Are you talking about your wife?
This is my yes. This is directed at you, honey.
You've got a beef this week specifically.
No, she's not that hardcore. I love you, honey.
But I know she didn't see The Road. Is she staying
She's
in
not going to
firm
see The Road. Absolutely not.
I just don't know. I mean, I've heard people say stuff like they don't even like music videos because they hear a song and they get a thing in their head of what it's about, and they don't want to see somebody else's interpretation. So I understand the impulse, but I certainly don't. I would not, like you say, I just don't understand the impulse that says a movie is automatically going to be a lesser version of the novel. Because I'll say this, I'd have to go reread it again to double check, but I'm pretty sure the movie of Watchmen is a superior piece of art to the book of Watchmen, of the comic.
Well, you know how I feel about the book.
Yeah, you're not a fan.
Yeah, no.
What'd you think of the movie?
Well, I wasn't a fan of it either. At least I gave it a shot.
You could have backed me up on this one. Oh, well, let's go on. We're going to look at some definitely never to be adapted any further into anything else other than these little short films here. And it's a wide mix of stuff, so we'll just, you'll see. Stick around, folks.
This is Robotics and Automation Technology at Jefferson College, where students learn valuable industry skills every day.
I came in not knowing a lot, and then now I feel like I can look at something and say, oh, I know how that works, and I know how that works, and it's exciting.
Instruction includes automation equipment repair, automation equipment maintenance, automation equipment installation, application and control of robotic and computer-controlled equipment, and much more. Jefferson College's outstanding instructors use state-of-the-art technology to help students get jobs.
They're learning how to install and maintain, repair robots, automated equipment, the equipment that's used to manufacture the goods that most people are buying off the shelves today. Whether it's an automobile or a can of peas, you know, we use automated equipment. It has to be repaired, it has to be installed. The students are ready to do that when they graduate from this program.
Graduates land jobs such as field engineers, field technicians, service technicians, electrical maintenance technicians, and many more.
It's basically a wide open field. There's everything's growing so fast in it right now that there's a whole lot of job opportunities, and there's not nearly enough people going into it to fill all those spots.
The program success ratio is more than 90%. Employers want Jefferson College graduates.
And when they start looking for other people, they're coming back to us looking for more.
I'm very confident. Jefferson College has given us the knowledge to do the job, and they have actually helped us with employment as far as getting to know the factories that are around here, and our instructors do know some of the people that are employed in the factories around here, so they kind of get us in the door a bit.
Discover your future with robotics and automation technology at Jefferson College.
Holiday.
It's our holiday theme. Too bad. I was gonna try to get us to put in the old. Did you ever hear our theme song from like 2 years ago? Hooray for Santa Claus?
No.
Oh man, that is a demonic little Christmas tune that'll get stuck in your brain.
Don't. Spare me.
So anyway, like we alluded to earlier, we've got a weird melange of clips here. Would you like to share any Just brief info on any of these.
Well, we're going to take you back to a time when life was simpler
and in black and white.
In black and white, and when cigarettes were good for you.
Yeah, exactly. And you could put them in a stocking stuffer.
Yes, you could.
Nobody would complain. I'd like to see that happen now. Just see what people would say. And then we've got, we're going to learn about another simpler time in Eskimo time.
Eskimo time.
When people actually did have, I think they actually used the phrase in here, ice harvest.
Yep,
They're harvesting the ice.
I think they did. That's
Whoa.
right.
I was like, dang, that's a real thing.
Connection to Jimbo. Yeah.
And we also got a really weird, I can't even figure out who this was for, this thing with McDonald's. I mean, parts of it looks like it was something that specifically was made for that Super Size Me movie, because it reveals this sort of diabolical plot to hook kiddies on, Big Macs.
Yeah, with no product placement. It's just a clown and some freaking friends dancing around. Yeah.
So they're like Disney characters, and kids will start eating this, and they'll keep eating it.
Yep, because they love dancing with clowns.
And we'll have a childhood obesity problem someday.
Yeah, that's diabolical.
Yeah, I know.
You want to talk
no
about
doubt.
diabolical.
Well, that's what, Super Size Me showed that.
Holy
it's like
moly.
You get them hooked as kids, and they're junkies, man.
Yep.
I'm a product of that. Anyway, what else? Nowadays, I just get the coffee. They do make some dang fine coffee.
The McCafe?
No, just straight
okay.
coffee.
Well, we also have a little clip on Jack Frost and
playing in the snow. How much?
It's
fun
really going to
can it
warm
be?
your hearts, guys.
In case you don't have a sled, we learned about some alternate.
And if we could, when I
things.
smile like this, if we could have a ding.
Yeah, ding! I don't know if
it's
got
really going to warm your hearts.
That'll cost extra. We've already blown our budget on this show. So, anyway, let's get to these clips, folks.
Enjoy and happy holidays.
It's fun to give, it's fun to get a little bit of McDonald's. Merry Christmas!
That is like the last Ronald McDonald I've ever want to encounter.
Yeah, he looks like he might have a van somewhere in duct tape. Watch out, kids. Let's do the McDonald's dance.
That's no dance that anyone's going to repeat. It's just jumping.
Well,
So this isn't.
They just ate at McDonald's and they're a little sluggish.
They're not marked void. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to get some fringe benefits.
No.
He means French fry benefits. Get it, friends?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fun.
That's how they pay him.
He's frightening.
Yes.
He definitely has rope and tape in his.
And this is his buddy who assists him.
Is that Scorsese?
This
is how he got his start.
Scorsese's elsewhere. We'll see him in a little bit. This is one of those producer types.
Like to go to McDonald's, and that's what makes the campaign a good campaign.
Well, yeah, it would be. If they make you want to go there, it would be a good campaign.
Ronald McDonald.
And what were you saying again?
I feel like I'm smoking that cigarette.
This guy isn't asking the hard-hitting questions about how the food is addictive, right?
Right.
So what were you saying?
We've done a real great job with those costumes. How about some food?
Oh man. This is before the whole playground scene. Really, the kid market through the roof. Uh-oh, the difficult director. No, the speculative director.
I think it combines all of the skills that are required in all the other filmic arts.
Filmic arts.
That's what I call
what we call it. I call it propaganda.
What are they? Isn't there just one? There's film, and then are there other filmic art, TV? I only count two, but anyway. Shorts, I guess.
Shorts, yeah.
But in 90 feet, you have to tell the same kind of story and tell it very
Oh, here comes my favorite part.
So it means that every shot has to be actually
more perfect.
More perfect. This is more perfect than The Godfather. Except it won't be remembered by anyone.
Well, Scorsese would say Mean Streets is better.
Really?
years ago, they used to send out a tab show, and a guy stood on the back of a wagon and sold medicine, and that's really what we're still doing. On a very high
We're selling snake oil. It won't do a damn thing for you.
Smoke and mirrors.
It might actually make things worse. In fact, it probably will.
Yeah. Hello, diabetes.
On television production? Yeah. Lots.
Yeah, this grin means I'm going to make lots of
I think
money.
you need to make it billion instead of million these days.
Oh my God, 36 million, they do that in a week. Oh, but I used to love those gift certificates. Did you get those?
No.
I get them in my little stocking every year, this little packet of 6 of those things, and I could afford like a cheeseburger and fries. It was the
And you could
best
eat there
gift.
like all day for 2 days in a row.
Awesome.
Just camp out of McDonald's.
Lucky strike.
It was so amazing.
You're
Speaking
kidding,
of
man.
stocking stuffers.
Oh my God. Okay, we got to do this quick. But did you ever see Mad Men?
No.
They actually do a thing about how they came up with the phrase "it's toasted," and the whole phrase is meant to suggest it's so natural. It's made of wheat. You know, what could be wrong with this? You know?
Yes, 10 packs of those
And there's
better
attractive
tasting
women holding it.
all done
It
up
couldn't
for
possibly
Christmas.
cause cancer.
It couldn't. Fiberglass is good for you.
Although, early.
Arsenic.
I'm a Cheyenne man. I'm out of my light up here, Nadia.
No, go ahead.
Actually, I probably should.
In fact, let's just blow it into my mouth.
You know, smoking enjoyment.
Why don't we just get a needle of cancer and stick it in my
The
neck?
fact of the matter is, Lucky's
I'm gonna eat the chemical stuff instead.
fresher, smoother. That's why you can't go wrong. If you remember your
I love the
friends
packaging
with
too.
these
It looks like a
know.
little present.
Christmas cartons.
It's right.
of
It's
Lucky
beautiful.
Strike.
It's a present of poison.
It's more perfect. It's sublime.
It's toasted.
It's toasted.
It's death.
Toasted death.
Over the town, Father Winter has spread a thick white blanket of snow.
Father Winter.
This big
What is
snowplow
that?
is hard at work.
One time I heard Dan Rather say,
this boy
talking
is
about
getting
snow,
ready to
it just
play
snowed the
in
day
the
before and
snow.
then it snowed again. And Dan
Wraps
Rather
and
said,
mittens
today,
and caps keep
Mother
children
Nature
warm and
literally
dry."
piled misery on top of misery.
Clark
And
pulls
like,
a
nothing
loose
about that
picture
statement
over his
is
woollen
literal,
shirt.
Dan Rather. You hack.
This will keep his body warm without bundling him up too much.
Oh, he wasn't doing his own writing anyway.
That's right. Well, he read it, damn it. Okay, yep,
Bill's
wearing
sister
layers.
Nell and his brother Charlie
Oh, it's Nell.
put closely
She reminds me
woven
of
jacket
Meg from
wetters.
Family
They
Guy.
don't intend to let Jack
Except
Frost catch
we
them.
will soon learn that she is not the screw up of the family. No.
Nell's overshoes and the boys' ski boots will keep their feet
Oh wow,
warm
I'm still
and
making
dry.
those.
Yeah. I love to talk about keeping Jack Frost away, like he's some sort of molester that creeps the streets.
And if he happens to look like Ronald McDonald,
Stay away.
Run!
They're going to
Do
make a
not
plan
take the candy.
that everybody
don't
must
go
help.
for that offer of a Big Mac.
Bill starts
Hey
the ball
kids, here's
for the
my
bottom.
Big Mac.
Nell the ball for the
Now,
middle.
is this the way you made a snowball or
A little
snowman thing?
snowball
Do you
like
like
this.
roll it or?
Yeah, man, you gotta
I
roll
don't
it.
know
Big
if I guess I
snowman.
did that. I don't remember it. Like 3 different people are rolling.
Yeah, each one gets the.
So really, you need a
ball.
team. It's like a
Farther
construction
it
job, and you
goes,
gotta.
the larger it grows.
No, you don't.
Not really. Well, we're gonna also see that this is probably the worst snowman ever built.
It's pretty shoddy work, kids.
The
This
snowman
was supposed to be a
will
time of
stand for the
industry and
largest snowball
creativity.
tops.
And,
Yeah.
yeah, this
We
was
basically
How
got the
big
3
the ball for the body is
parts of the
grown.
body right, and that's about it.
Teamwork helps to make a good snowman.
Oh,
Lift with your back. You're young. It won't
Charlie,
matter.
come and help us. Coming.
Oh, you see what they're doing here.
What are they doing?
This is a time when America believed in teamwork. And family.
That's right.
Even little Nell gets a part.
Now, the snowman needs a head, and Charlie has it.
But don't forget, Nell, your future means secretarial work if you're lucky. And worst case scenario, you'll have 6 kids and clean the house for the rest of your life.
Make his neck
But
strong
back then, we're holding
so
that
the
up
head
as the
won't
best
fall
case
off.
scenario.
Best case scenario.
I like how they try to give it a neck too. It's a snowman. It doesn't mean a neck.
Charlie
Its
and
head is
Nell
going to stay
looking
on.
for?
It's going to freeze over soon anyway.
And what's Charlie going to do with that shiny tin can?
Yeah, what
I've got something you can do with that shiny tin can.
I certainly hope he's not going to use it for a hat.
Keep it above the waist, Johnny.
Wait a minute. That is not how you make a snowman nose.
I don't know. That nose is pretty awesome.
Carrot is the universal snowman nose. It's the only reason we have carrots.
It's true.
Oh, look at that hat.
The snowman a name.
The hell?
His name is Wellington.
Wellington.
That's
Terrible name.
terrible.
I say his name is Pedro.
And what a fine snowman he is.
Why not Christina? Why does it always have to be Snowman?
Okay, it's Christina.
Mr. Wellington.
That's so ridiculous.
Another day, another fine blanket of
Stick
snow.
some twigs in there.
Listen to the children.
Okay, I've watched this thing like 2 or 3 times.
They're getting
I don't know
ready
what
to
this
play
game is. I've never paid attention to the rules. I still don't know. Have you ever played this? Fox and Geese?
To play
No,
that,
I don't have
you
any
first
intention to.
tramp down a big ring.
You won't teach your kids someday about
Then you
it.
cut the ring as you'd cut a pie.
This is a time, time still when they would track their, their
Tramp
prey.
down the trail. You cut the pie into
Take it
2
down with their bare
pieces
hands
less
and eat
than
it.
the number of children playing.
So you learn these
Raw.
complicated games and how to like walk in your same tracks.
Right. In fact, they did this in the road.
The children
right.
on the
It's a
outer
game
ring are
again of
geese.
smoking.
Get on your nests where the
Except in
lines
the
meet
road,
the
it
ring.
was
Now
do
you
this
are
so you don't
safe
get
from the
eaten.
boy on the center.
Right.
He is the
That's the
fox.
same thing here.
He is it.
That's right.
Right, because they're
The
playing
fox
geese
is trying to eat. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, you got it.
And then it
The
devolves
extra
into this
child is a
ridiculous
goose
mess of
without a
chaos.
nest.
Yeah.
Just running
The
and
fox
touching
always
each other.
tries to catch a goose off its nest.
Yeah, just play tag or Red Rover. Let's, I don't need to get this weird about it.
This is why I never got along with kids.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
Stupid kid.
I can just stand
try to
aside and
change
play
places
Scrabble
often.
by myself.
They can only run
Do you ever
on the
challenge
beaten
yourself?
trail.
Oh yeah, and I
That's
cheat
not really
against
a word.
myself.
The fox tags Sally, and Sally's it. It's more fun if no one is the fox too long. And no one will be if everyone in the game keeps moving.
This conjures up memories of frolicking.
Nowadays, you would just like play some kind of like Wii game where you throw snowballs at each other electronically. Right?
Well, snowballs with like
Crisp
spikes
and
in them.
clear and cool.
Exactly. Yeah. Fox and geese and murder.
The hill has been marked with flags. You coast down one side and go back up
Well,
on
this
the other side of
definitely.
the
Now,
flag.
this I did. And we did it on this gigantic hill that went down, and if you really got going, you might make it all the way to a creek.
Charlie
But
wants
you didn't
to
want to make
slide
it all the way
first.
to the creek.
Because the creek is cold.
The coast is clear before he starts down, so he won't
But it
run
was
into
rare. It
anyone.
was rare.
He doesn't want to have an accident.
Of course, we did stick with sleds, which.
We just used trash
Now
bags.
Oh,
Bill's
you're
going
going?
down. And a girl. But
Gotta
where's
use a
Nell?
shovel.
Look, girls can do it too.
What are you going to do with that dishpan, Nell?
Nell, you should be familiar with this. You clean dishes in it.
That's a different kind of a sled. And here's another. And another.
The shovel I would
Now,
not
every-
do.
No, I'm not playing around with this.
Say
No,
it again.
forget about it.
I mean, I'm all for kid being a kid, but come on.
Yeah, you may as well ride down on an axe.
At the top
That's
of the
cardboard.
I know.
Bill
That's what
decided
I'm
to
like. What are
coast
these kids,
together.
hobo kids or something?
hill, they know the best way for two to ride.
Oh my God, that's just perverse.
Not advisable.
No.
Down they slide.
No.
So does Nell. And when Charlie and Bill and
Oh,
Nell begin
Johnny
to feel
Gibb could be a
cold,
great decorator.
they know it's time to start for home.
These kids have a full day plan.
Mhm.
Normally, just sledding would be enough for me. I don't think I would have worked in the Fox and Geese thing.
It's relentless. It just keeps going.
Now we're going to go to the hardest thing of
firmly
all,
fastened.
where you can break your ankle or
You
something.
might help Charlie too.
Which I've never
We
done.
don't
This
want any
because-
loose skis
No.
to spoil the fun.
Why bother? Why bother?
I don't understand the video.
Now
what
Charlie's
is it trying to
ready.
teach us?
And so is
I guess all the various ways you can play
Now
this.
let's
The
see
kids
you
know
walk.
about sledding. They know about snowmen.
I'm not sure they know
Remember
about
to keep
skiing.
your skis
They
straight.
did teach me a couple things. Like
Then
I
you
wouldn't have
won't
thought
fall.
that walking sideways was a good way to go up a hill.
Oh, you see, you learned that when you grew up in the woods.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The
Uh-huh,
herringbone
okay.
step
Very
keeps
quickly.
you from
You grew up in the
sliding
woods?
backwards to climb a
Wow.
little hill.
And what did they call this? Something like
Down
platypus
comes Bill.
walk or something.
And down comes Nell. And Charlie.
Wow, riveting stuff. Oh,
Charlie,
Up
you
again, that's
suck.
the
Charlie.
Go home.
Destined for greatness, that one.
What's this? A steeper hill. Sidestepping
There
is
we
the
go.
best way to climb a steep hill on
No,
skis.
I would not have come up with
Doesn't that look like fun?
You look like
They
you're-
look miserable.
Bill goes over the top.
We're halfway up the hill.
And down the other side he goes.
I just have never. I can't imagine a
then
whole like
down
family
goes
of
Nell.
3 kids going up to ski by themselves.
No, this
And
is not
Charlie
reality.
goes
Not reality.
down.
Charlie, told you to go home. This is not
Now
your
Bill
thing.
tries the snowplow.
Oh, so sad.
Can Charlie do that too?
Charlie.
Nice work, Charlie.
Oh,
Let's go over to the school slide.
they're just going to edit out the part where they beat Charlie's behind, right? To a bloody pulp.
Exactly. Or when Charlie hits a tree.
Oh, boy.
Holy crap! I got a whole gang
Ski
here now.
jumping is great fun.
No.
Beginners
no.
make little jumps. With more practice, boys and girls learn to make long,
All right.
graceful leaps.
And the paramedics are on hand.
And boys and girls learn how to break bones. Oh, that guy definitely didn't
Skiing
live.
is perhaps the most thrilling way to enjoy the clear, cold days of winter when the earth is buried under its glistening blanket of snow.
Glistening blanket. Those are the
Not
best.
exactly Cormac McCarthy.
They just didn't get to the cannibalism part.
Oh, Lord.
Not another Encyclopedia Britannica. In parentheses. Eskimos. I got a friend who says it's awesome.
I'll go, yeah, in the summertime.
Howling husky dogs tell us we're in the land of Eskimos.
I can't wait to count how many ways this film is offensive.
We are visiting the Eskimos who
You
live
keep
on
the
the
tally.
west coast of Alaska. Cleat. The winter
That is
sun
far
is
away.
low and seems far
There's no
away.
doubt about that.
Here,
There's no
Eskimos
seeming
live
about
in
it.
log cabins, for there are forests nearby. Inside one of these homes, Achibuk and his family
have an
are
awesome
asleep
space
on the
heater
floor. Their bed is of reindeer skins and blankets. Their pillow is a log.
There's a lot of spooning in
It
the
is morning
Eskimo
and time
family.
for Achibuk to be getting up. He is wearing a spotted reindeer skin parkie. Father's first job is to start a fire with these shavings. The stove was given to him long ago by men who came to Alaska looking
What are
for
they giving
gold.
the shavings?
The shavings?
Very cold.
A bag of
Will heat
Now,
up
don't
wood?
use these all in one night.
Heirloom shavings.
Now Achibuk goes quietly out through the doorway without waking the children.
I think it's ice.
Can you see what he's bringing back? A piece of hard-packed snow,
Snow
to be
from
Daddy,
melted
why
in
is that snow yellow?
The rest of the family are awake now.
Those aren't real
Archibald's daughter
boots.
This
wears
snow
boots
tastes
of
like
white
poop.
reindeer skin. Her brother has sealskin boots.
Yeah, they'd just stick their feet in,
After
carcass.
breakfast, time to go to school.
Wet carcass.
Even Eskimo children
Thank God
hate
we're
to
at
be
school
tardy.
in a centrally heated building.
The first thing is the oath of allegiance to the United States. Here the primary boys and girls are
I think
singing
we're
a
at the
song
offensive
with
part.
Back at home, their parents are busy. Father has
Citizens
to
of
keep a
Alaska are
supply
American
of
citizens, but
stovewood
they
at
are
hand.
also subhuman.
His frozen breath gives us
Yeah, I
an
know this is
idea
going to
of
shock
how
you, but I
cold
read
it
some
is.
review that said
30
none of this was
degrees
accurate.
below zero. Cold or not, Mother has to hang out the wash. Look where she keeps baby brother.
Yeah, this is actually filmed in Tibet.
While Mother
That's all
works,
paper mache.
Big brother Anagik is out along the river chopping ice to be melted into water. Water for drinking and for cooking is precious during the long Eskimo winter.
Got to do it the hard way, as Eskimos.
Those Eskimos so old school.
Anagik has brought his sled with him.
Where's
and
your
his
shopping
dogs
cart,
will
dude?
pull the load of ice back to the village. Farther out on this same frozen river, the older women of the village are fishing. They must chop holes through the thick
It's
ice.
funny, they do it for survival,
This is
so people
Chiron,
just get
with
off
a
on ice
long-handled
fishing.
ice stick.
They just want to get away from the wide.
I guess so.
In a short time.
And they'll even
To
set
get
in
out the
some
chopped ice,
zero temperatures
Chiron
to do
uses
it.
a frying pan
Some
from
sort
the
of
kitchen.
Zen movement.
She finds good use for those mittens
Oh,
she
yeah.
knitted last summer.
Let's see, I was going to use the mittens for something else, but what the hell.
Now for the fishing pole. Not a very fancy outfit, but the other Eskimo women seem to be catching plenty of fish. Here's the way it's done. It's a tom cod, which freezes almost as soon as it hits the ice. An average Eskimo family uses thousands of fish like this during a winter.
God, can you
So,
imagine that
not as
breath?
much flopping.
Enough for today, so Kyrock
They only
puts
flop
the
for like
fish
a couple
into
seconds.
a woven grass bag. Back in the village, Naluk is packing his sled for a trapping expedition. Next, he harnesses his lead dog. And the lead dog is trained to follow Naluk's commands. The dog out of line is just
Charlie.
learning to run with the team. Wooden tripods mark the trail out beyond the village. These markers help keep from getting lost if a storm comes up.
This is part of the Encyclopedia Britannica.
An Eskimo
Aren't you
fisherman
glad this
Kutuk
isn't your life
I know.
series?
I was just thinking that this is our holiday episode. It's depressing me.
And you saw the road.
Yeah.
Keep fish from going
There's
upstream,
no joy here.
except for one space where
Yeah,
Kutuk
give me
places the
Apocalypse.
fish.
I'll take that over this any day.
These traps, made of
At
chicken
least it'd be
wire,
Coca-Cola
are
to pick
open at
through.
one end.
Man, could you drink a Coca-Cola even after like 5 years?
I could drink it.
No, you could
I'd drink
not.
that sooner than I'd eat that fish.
It might be acid after
We'll
5
see
years. Who
whether or
knows
not
what
he
the...
was right when we
How quick
return to
death,
the
man.
traps with him a week later.
I'm gonna kill myself with
Was
this can of
Kutuk
Coke.
right? He certainly was. Here are about 150
Why didn't they just do that
pounds of
always?
fish.
Instead of digging holes
Even
and
in
fishing
winter,
one
you'll
out at a
catch
time.
plenty of
He
fish
makes his wife
if
do
you know
that.
how
He
to
goes
catch
and
them.
runs and...
Kutuk empties this fish trap about once a week, all during the winter.
So what's for
He
dinner?
will
Yeah,
trade
yeah,
his
fish.
catch at the trading post for a new axe or perhaps a gun. Kutuk is
No, he's
76 years old,
Shouldn't he be
but this
retired?
hard work seems to agree with him.
Medicare?
There is a provision in the health care plan for Eskimos.
And sealskin stretched to dry in the sun tells us it is spring and time to hunt seals. Archibald, who is the best hunter in the village, is going to take us on
I
a hunt.
knew Hitler didn't kill himself.
We go with him over the frozen ice on the Bering Sea
Aren't they
to the
supposed to be
edge
like
of the ice
big club
field
seals?
3 miles
What is that
offshore.
part?
Leaving the dog team
Seals.
behind, Archibald pulls his kayak to the edge of the ice. The snowshoes have kept him from breaking through thin ice. Now he can
And
remove
play
them.
tennis.
He makes sure the ice at the edge is solid. The top of the kayak is light-colored. Archibald wears a white party and hopes the seals will mistake him and the kayak for a piece of floating ice. The kayak is very light, being made of giant seal skins stretched over a wooden frame. Getting into the kayak without tipping it is
you're
quite
never
a trick.
depressed because you're just like,
does it
it's such a
grasping the
physical
wooden
thing.
shaft
You don't
of
have
his
time
ice
to
pick
be
with one
depressed.
hand,
You don't have time to be happy either, but trust me, you're not going to be depressed. Of course, that is the same kayak he'll ride off on alone someday when he's like 80 years old.
Well, when he's, yeah.
If that's even real, I don't even know.
No, this is all on a set.
Now off to hunt seals
That guy's
among
going
the
to Frisch's
floating
in 5
cakes of ice.
That was abrupt.
But look.
And he's dead. Well, that was it.
I love those.
Quite
things.
a time. I mean, those are they're pretty awesome. And then you can, if you're interested in looking at more weird clips, as well as some stuff we can't really show on here, like old stag films and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just go to moviearchives.org.com, something like that. Anyway, do a Google search. Org. And it's the Prelinger, Rick Prelinger. It has the whole not copyrighted stuff that we use, but there's all kinds of stuff. People post all kinds of weird stuff on there. So good stuff.
Yeah.
Good, clean fun, really. You know.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Well, thanks for joining us, folks. We had a good time, and we'll probably see you in about a month. But remember, till next time, keep poppin', Colonel.